Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Church of Austin. We are going to sing some awesome songs. Please stand and join us as we sing In the Sanctuary.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We lift our hands in the sanctuary. We lift our hands to give you the glory. We lift our hands to give you the praise. And we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. We lift our hands in the sanctuary. We lift our hands to give you the glory. We lift our hands to give you the praise, and we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. We clap our hands in the sanctuary. We clap our hands to give you the glory. We clap our hands to give you the praise, and we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. We sing our song in the sanctuary. We sing our song to give you the glory. We sing our song to give you the praise, and we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. Hallelujah in the sanctuary. Hallelujah, we give you the glory. Hallelujah, we give you the praise, and we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, God, for the rest of our days. Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, God, for the rest of our days. Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, God, for the rest of our days. Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, God, for the rest of our days. And we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. Oh, yes, we will praise you for the rest of our days. Whoa, whoa. I feel the Spirit all over me. I feel the Spirit all over me. It's in my hands and my soul, down in my feet. I feel the Spirit all over me. I feel the Spirit all over me. I feel the Spirit all over me. It's in my hands and my soul, down in my feet. I feel the Spirit all over me.
I feel the presence all over me. I feel the presence all over me. It's in my hands and my soul, down in my feet. I feel the presence all over me.
I feel the presence all over me. I feel the presence all over me. It's in my hands and my soul, down in my feet. I feel the presence all over me. Moving, 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 down in my soul.
I feel the glory all over me. I feel the glory all over me. It's in my hands and my soul, down in my feet. I feel the glory all over me. I feel the glory all over me. I feel the glory all over me. It's in my hands and my soul, down in my feet. I feel the glory all over me.
I feel the power all over me. I feel the power all over me. It's in my hands and my soul, down in my feet. I feel the power all over me.
I feel the power all over me. I feel the power all over me. It's in my hands and my soul, down in my feet. I feel the power all over me.
So I'd like to introduce a new song to this congregation. And once you feel comfortable hearing us sing it, I would love for you to sing along. There's two parts. There's the I need you part, and then there's the I pray for you part. And this is one of my favorite songs by Hezekiah Walker. Here we go. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you in my life. You are important to me. I need you in my life. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you in my life. You are important to me. I need you in my life. We're going to do that one more time just to lock it in. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need You are important to me. I need you in my life. You are important to me. I need you in my life. Here's the next part. I pray for you, you pray for me. I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you in my life. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you in my life. I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you in my life. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you in my life. I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you in my life. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you in my life. I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you in my life. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you in my life. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you in my life. You are important to me. I need you in my life. Thank you. You may be seated.
Please join me in prayer. Mother, Father, God, precious Spirit, thank you for your presence here today with us now and always in our community here, in our community in Austin, and our community in the world. Thank you for your presence and your guiding power in us and through us. So it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Please join me in our blessing of all faiths. Our God is love,
our race is human, and our religion is oneness.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity Church of Austin. This is us. It's great to be here with you in community today. I do love my community. We are a progressive metaphysical Christian church, and we are devoting ourselves to studying and living the teachings of our brother and wayshore, Jesus the Christ. Whether you're in the sanctuary or online, our commitment is to support you on your spiritual journey, and everyone is welcome. So we're glad you're here today. If you're here for the first time, we have a welcome bag we'd like to give you. There's information in the bag about Unity in general and also information about this church in particular. Then there's some other goodies in there too, so be sure to look through it and take it all. If you didn't get a bag from the usher when you came in, please check with them after service. There's also a form in the bag that you can take to the bookstore, and they have a gift for you in there. So we hope you'll do that, and we hope you'll stay after service to join us in the gathering room for fun, fellowship, and food. All right, have a few announcements. Today is the day to pack our blessing bags. Yeah, and they're ready. I just heard from somebody from the outreach team. Are you on the outreach team? Yeah. So anyway, the outreach team has been diligently putting, Diane is, Bev is, who else is? I saw some of you in there. So the outreach team is diligently preparing the space for us so that we can go to the YFM room right outside that door after service and help put together these bags. And once the bags are done, you can distribute them as you see fit. And these are bags containing essentials for people that are finding themselves on the street, without housing. So let's bless those bags with our love and attention today. Next Sunday, November 24th, is the Hanging of the Greens. These are words that Pastor Leslie has contributed to us. But I like it. I like it a lot. The Hanging of the Greens. In other words, that's decorating the church for the Christmas season. Your co-chairs for this fun annual event are Becca Feeder. She's not paying attention. And me. So if you're planning to participate, please let either of us know, Becca or me, know that you're going to help us. And we have some great new plans for this year. It'll be fun. Moving forward into December, on December 1st, after service, we're having a campfire meeting. Now, let me explain that. This is a meeting when we come together to discuss things that impact our entire community. So it's taking the place of town hall meetings. So think about campfire, how sweet it is to be around a campfire, right? We'll be with our friends and we'll be enjoying the world around us. And so for this campfire meeting, it is to share information about the board, what it is, what it does, service on the board, and nominations for the board. At that time, you'll also hear about our work that we're going to do in January, which is the next announcement, on our mission, vision, and core values. So let me tell you about that. All of these things, I hope you're writing them in your calendar. I still write in my calendar, but text them in your phone. So on Saturday, January the 11th, 2025, Reverend Doug Dewar is going to lead us in a workshop to uncover our core values, the core values of this community. And then the next day, Sunday, Reverend Dewar will be our guest speaker, and he'll stay afterwards for a Q&A, again, regarding what we did in the workshop. Then we have a couple of weeks to think and pray about how our new core values will shape our vision and our mission. And on Saturday, January 25th, Reverend Dewar will again guide us through the next step, which is to create our vision and mission. So this is really important stuff, and giving you a heads up, and we'll keep giving you heads up, so I hope you get it in your calendar and can manage to make it. All right, I think this is the last thing. All right, this is Hat Sunday, and that means that tomorrow night is the Sisters of Myrtle Fillmore meeting, and this is our women's meeting, and all women are welcome to come. If you've never been, I hope you'll consider coming. It's a really great gathering where we have a program, and we have food, of course, and we just have fun, and we get to know each other at a really deep level, and it's quite wonderful. So we call it Sisters of Myrtle Fillmore, but it's the women's meeting, in case you didn't get that. And what we do is we wear a hat on the Sunday before women's meeting, so that's just to remind us all. All right, I think that's it. All right, our word for today is prosperity. I release worry and know prosperity. Perhaps the greatest gift of a prosperity consciousness is freedom from worry. It is knowing that as a divine being, I can draw from an infinite storehouse of divine ideas and prosper myself in infinite ways. This awareness helps me keep the things of the world in proper perspective. Like anyone, I will know times of plenty and times of lack. Understanding my prosperity as a spiritual truth and not the quality or number of my belongings or the amount of money I have in the bank gives me agency to direct my life. I am prosperous. As I affirm this truth again and again, I grow richer in divine ideas, the building blocks of everything on earth. And from Matthew 6:25, therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothing? I release worry and know prosperity. Let us prepare now for meditation.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find God. I find myself.
Everyone take a good deep cleansing breath in. Bring your awareness to Spirit moving in and through us. Let your body relax into the pew. Let it support you. Let your shoulders drop. Release all of the worries of the day, the week, the past few weeks, and the anticipation of any future things. Bring your awareness to our Christ Center. If it helps, you could put your hand on your heart space. And then imagine our community as body, and that you're holding your hand on the heart space of a body figure of community. And see that God is in and through community. Now, since we are in body mindset, and bodies are made to grow physically, spiritually, emotionally, see our community body expanding. This love, this peace, this gentleness, this kindness that dwells within our community grows outward. Meditate now how you will express yourself in the community as it grows beyond our community, beyond our city, beyond our state, beyond our country. And see it ripple out to the world. We'll take time in the silence to meditate and see if we can find what is ours to do. Take a deep breath in. and join me in the silence for a moment. Now take a breath in and bring yourself back to the thought of community and the thought of our heart space and where we are to express our divine self. And express the thanks that we have for community, for our hands and for our feet and our bodies to be able to live that expression. And we affirm that wherever those sirens are going, that God's presence is there to fulfill every need that needs to be met. You may take the time now to bring yourself back to the awareness of this space, to prepare to be able to sing the Spirit prayer as our music team leads us.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my desire. So I'd like to invite Alyssa Radford up here to sing. And on piano, we have Matt Radford. They're a husband and wife dynamic duo. And I'm so, so grateful that they were able to come today to play the piano and to sing for us.
We can be together now and forever. I love you. I love you. And when I'm praying, I hear him saying, I love you. I love you. People all over the world, they're running around, they're opening up, and they're saying, I love you, 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 I love you.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I hear friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
So it's already begun, hasn't it? You've made your shopping list. You've checked to make sure all the pots that you only use once or twice a year is where you can reach it or get to it. You found your turkey roaster, your ham roaster. You've pulled that out, dusted the dust off of it. And you're getting ready for Thanksgiving and the rest of the holiday season and that hustle and bustle. So I got to ask you guys, What you making? What are you making in this recipe of life? And what got me to thinking about this was, like, the past couple of weeks, parts of it have been a little unsettling for me. And it caused me to sit with my feelings, with my questions, with my curiosity. And the one thing that has been prevalent, extremely prevalent, is this is calling us to a higher place, a place of community. And in this place of community, it is vital for us to be able to thrive. One cannot thrive without community, at least not very well, very easily. And one of the songs that popped into my mind while I was thinking about this week is What a Wonderful World. Because for me, no matter what the media tells us, I really, really take a good hard look at our world. And I see wonder, and I see amazement, and I see it be able to blossom and grow when we have a sense of community, when we have a sense that we're making this wonderful recipe of life that is sweet, savory, and wonderful. So it made me think about a couple of scriptures that kind of came to mind. And so we're going to talk on two, and I'm going to tie them together. And we're also going to be making we're going to do some fruit salad today, y'all. And so we're going to be talking about where this fruit is coming from. We're going to talk about what kinds of fruit. And we're going to be talking about how we're going to tend to the crop. So we're going to touch on community, divinity, and spiritual integrity. So in John 15, 1 through 7, Jesus talks about the vine and the branches. I am the vine, and you are the branches. Our Christ center is the vine. We are the branches. And this creates a fascinating picture for me, because vines can be unruly. They kind of go where they want to, don't they? They're just like wherever they want to go, and then sometimes vines can choke out other things. I have to periodically pull a vine off of my heirloom rose bush, because the morning glory vine is like, ooh, this looks like a nice place to be, and then we have to go pull it back, redirect it. But we are, as vines, we are entangled. We are bound into fruitful growth together. And I love that vision of us to where we have the ability to seed from this vine, creating heirloom vines with the Christ as the center. And it's all still connected to source, to God, to Spirit. And sometimes with vines, pruning is required. And if we find ourselves in thinking of there's not enough, I don't have enough, they don't like me, they don't love me, we need to be able to prune that just enough to where it releases the part of it that makes our limbs and the ends of our vines a little bit dead, so that we can focus on the full growth, to know that there is that full, vibrant vine and branches that intertwine us together to bring us to love and support each other in community. And as I was reading and researching and checking out stories about this, I came across a story that it was relayed through Elizabeth Gilbert, but it is a story of Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor. And she tells a time where she was on a bus in New York. I'm hoping that's where the Hudson River is, otherwise the story's not going to make sense. Geography was such my favorite class, can you tell? Anyways, bus driver. And on this bus, he tells the passengers as they're coming on at the end of their workday, they're tired, they're exhausted, they're going home to do more work. Just because you go home from work doesn't mean your work stops. Usually when you get home, you've got more things to do. And he said, hey, when you leave the bus, I'm going to hold out my hand, and I want you to leave your worries and your cares with me. And on my way home, I'm going to toss them in the Hudson. And the people on the bus just laughed. They were like, yeah, sure, yeah, whatever. But he was true to his word. And as they left, his hand was out, and they did, metaphorically, place things in his hand. And he did it at the next stop, and the next stop, and the next stop. And nobody knows whether he dropped them in the Hudson or not, but I am going to say that he probably did. If not physically going to the Hudson and dropping off imaginary concerns, he at least did it figuratively. And that to me is our humanity. That is our connection to one another. Because he didn't ask the people on the bus who they liked, who they didn't like, what they were afraid of, what they weren't afraid of. He just saw them as fellow humans on this journey of life. He didn't care about the details of whether or not that person would make them their personality, whether he would like them or not. For him, that moment, everybody was possibly a little beacon of Christ light in his eyes. And I love that story. And so when we have the vine and we have some fruit coming out, Paul later in Galatians writes about fruits of the Spirit. And this is one of my favorite passages. And I looked up Galatia, and back in the day, it was a Celtic group of people is who he was talking to, and they were coming to Galatia, which is part of what is now France, because Paul's ministry was very wide, very expansive. And he says in the story at the beginning, when he's talking to them, he says he speaks of not submitting to the yoke of slavery. And I'm like, I don't remember. Were Galatians slaves to somebody? Like, I couldn't recall that, so I had to research that. So he was speaking allegorically there. Galatians weren't slaves to anybody. He was just talking about where in your life, spiritually, does something not serve you anymore to rise you to a higher level. And after that, he beckons them to turn from flesh. Among the things that he mentions that cause this discord among people, he talks about dissension, factions, strife, things that would cause division, and he asks to turn away from that. Because when we oppress, we can't be fruitful as a whole. That would be like taking the vine and putting a bucket over it and expecting it to grow, but it doesn't get any light. So what kind of fruits can we spring forth from this state of consciousness? So when you metaphysically look at Galatia, it is the state of consciousness awakening us to the absolute, to divine mind, to the allness of us all. When I explained this to my youth group one time, because they were like, how are we all separate and we're all one? Because we're like, different parts of the continent. And I said, okay, think about the cells in your body. You have blood cells. You have your microbiome that's growing in your gut. You're hosting other critters, healthy ones, some not healthy ones. But you live homeostasiously within this container most of the time, unless we get an outside virus or something. But in general. So when you zoom out and you see this microscopic view of us, we're a whole bunch of little worlds inside this. So we are a whole bunch of little worlds inside this greater world. And so Paul shares with the Galatians some fruits of the Spirit. And one of the fruits is love. Now, for me, when you love, you gotta love big, like all in, big. Because that's the only way, because if you're loving with conditions, then, like really there is no such thing as unconditional love, because if you have to say that it's unconditional, isn't it then conditional? So love is love. You either love or you don't. You either love fully or you don't. You love big or you don't. So I encourage you to love big in your fruit bearing. And joy. And this joy that we have, as the song says, the world doesn't give it to us. This is this joy that we find in the divinity of each other, of God. And nothing can take that away. Not a thing. It is there. Peace is another fruit. And for me, when I think about peace, you kind of have to be the peace in order to get the peace. Because unless you want to stay in that push and that rub, there's going to always be this discord. And when you center yourself in peace, when you become peaceful about yourself, then it's easier for you to recognize it elsewhere. It's easier for you to see a story of somebody saying, "Put your worries in my hand," and go, "I wonder how much peace he gave somebody that day," because he was peace. Patience. Oh, that's a good one. Have you ever heard anybody say, "Don't pray for patience"? Why? Yep, God will give you some things to teach you that patience. But that patience is bountiful work. That ability to slow down from your reaction to something to a response to something. That ability to move from cussing the person that cut you off in traffic to doing the southern, "Oh, bless their hearts." You're getting a little better. Then to moving to, "I hope they get safely where they're going. They're evidently in a hurry." See the difference? See the evolution? Patience. Kindness. When I think of kindness, I think of, what if I saw everybody, aside from seeing their Christ light, but what if that scripture where Jesus says, "What you have done to the least of these, you have done to me also"? So if you begin to see everybody as Jesus, or the person who you think of in your life that exuberates the Christ center most often. That is not me. I have my humanness, but there are some people where you're like, how are you so calm and gentle and kind, and don't you ever get mad? And they do, because Jesus got mad. It's our human nature. But when we look into this kindness part of us, if we teach everybody and treat everybody as if the light that was in them was the only thing that mattered, then it would be a great place to be. Faithfulness is another fruit. And when I think of faithfulness, I think of, like, some people just kind of have it. They're just like, "Oh, we've got this, we've got this, we've got this, we've got this." But part of it, too, for me, is you have to work on your faith practice. Because we do express those times where you're just not feeling it. Those times when life gives you life circumstances and you're going, "God, come on, it's time. You're waiting." But what are we doing in our practice to bring our awareness? Because sometimes we get so caught up in the, "Oh my gosh, what about this? Oh, the poor me's," and what that questioning stage of us, that it makes us muffle our ears and our sight and our heart space to where there could very well be the solution in front of you dancing. And because we haven't slowed our bodies enough to find our faith practice, we forget. And by that faith practice, I mean centering yourself in things that uplift your soul and your being. It can be some solitary time journaling. It can be some solitary time reading scriptures or inspirational literature. It can be calling that person that anchors you when you go amok. For me, that's my sister. And it just brings you back to that center and gets those questions about, well, have you ever thought about this? Or have you ever thought about that? And gentleness is our next fruit of the Spirit. And when I think about gentleness, gentleness isn't a forceful thing, but it has endurance, kind of like the power of strength. It's not a muscle strength, it's an endurance strength. In that, I think about water, and everybody is like, oh, these river rocks, they're so smooth, and you'd like to hold them in your hand because they just feel good. And the water wasn't forceful. The water just went on its way, and over time, the rock smoothed. And so I don't think in our gentleness we have to be forceful in life, in our journey. Sometimes we need to be assertive, but not forceful. And then the last fruit, I skipped a fruit. Generosity. Thank God I put that little thing out to the side. Give. And when I mean give, it doesn't always have to be monetary. It doesn't always have to be things that you have in your house that you don't want. It can be give of your time, give of your prayers, give of your conversation. But when you give, because you're releasing something, it leaves room for you to be open to receive. Thus, there's this circular, ongoing, eternal community giving and receiving. And we're doing a little bit of that today because we do have the opportunity. And when we do this later, I want to encourage you with each item that you pick up to put in that blessing bag. Say, I love you as you drop it in. Say, I love you as you drop it in. Because some point in time, there's going to be somebody that's receiving this blessing bag that will be eating the energy of love. They'll be tending to their bodies with the energy of love. Because love doesn't die. So when you send out, energies don't die. So when you send it out, it's a continuous motion. And so be generous. Be generous in your ways of giving. And then the last one, self-control. And self-control is an interesting one. Because you think about self-control just being, I probably shouldn't say that out loud. Or then sometimes if you're like me, did my face say it? The words didn't come out, but my face said it. Even further self-control. But also with self-control, you have that time when, another way that I saw it put was self-discipline. So are you self-disciplined enough to not overburden yourself with things to do that you wear yourself out so much that your light dims? Do you have enough self-control to set aside in your busyness, I need this time for me? And I'm saying this out loud so that I can go and listen to myself talk so that perhaps I could practice that part a little better. Full stop. Do you have enough self-discipline and self-control to be able to realize you have a forgiveness opportunity, and it's not necessarily about the person? It is a little, but it really is about you, because if you're carrying something that you need to forgive or someone that you need to forgive, you're holding on to whatever is hurt with it? Do I have the self-control and self-discipline to seek help when I need help? And for those of us who are raised strong and independent and you can do this and you got this, it is okay to ask for help. It is okay to have the self-control to be able to emote when you need to emote. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to laugh, laugh. If you need to raise your voice a little, you can do this. This is like when I'm talking to the little kids that want to hit somebody. I'm like, you can hit. You just can't hit a person. But you can hit all you want to on this chunk of clay. If you need to yell, because sometimes we need to physically exert that energy that's in us to where you just it out. Because your body releases that and you feel better. There's one that's a weird thing that I do. I don't know if y'all are going to humor me enough to try this, because it is weird enough, but you may try it at home. But there's this weird, like, guttural noise, that, but you're pushing from here and you're pushing from here, and it's tight. But then I get louder, and I get louder and louder and louder, and then I do this big push at the end. Y'all, it's weird, but it works. It is weird as weird can be, but it works. And it's the kid in me coming out to play. And I think a little bit of that self-control for us sometimes is we get so, we have to be in our uprightness as adults. And we do, like, don't stop adulting here. I'm not telling you to go out and be a 3-year-old. But we need those times where we can let loose and just be silly and make those goofy noises to relieve stress. And so if you need to exert vocally, because you can even sing with it. There is a genre of music, I call it screamo music. They literally scream. But if you ever read the lyrics to the screamo music, some of it's pretty deep stuff. But I have to distract myself with the good guitar licks that go with it, otherwise I lose it. But use your voice. And when you reach that point where you're just gutturally not making words but making sounds to where you can then express. It really hurt me when you did blah, blah, blah. Because we can talk about our feelings and let other people know that we were hurt, and you can share, it really made me happy and feel special that you gave me that card that day. Because people need to hear that too. So use your voice. And in this fruit salad of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, I have your spiritual enrichment exploration of the week. It's a journaling one. So on your journaling paper, draw a daisy. That's a simple one. You don't have to be an artist to draw a daisy. So draw your circle and your petals around it. Make sure there's 9 petals, because each of them is going to be a fruit. In the center is you're going to write what your situation is. It could be a happy situation. It could be a stressful situation. It could be a joyful situation. It can be a I don't even know situation. And then you're going to go through each petal, almost like you're picking out those, they love me not. They love me not. Well, they love me in this story. But how are you using joy in this situation? How are you being love in this situation? How are you being peace, kindness, and all of the 9 fruits in the situation? Because when we utilize the knowledge that we are a vine and that we're all connected, and we can bear fruits of these characteristics, we will have a healthy crop to make grape jam or whatever grape thing you want to make. It'll be grape. And so in closing with this today, I'm thinking about, in this, when I was thinking about what a wonderful world, it allowed me to dream. It allowed me to be in that space of bringing what my thoughts are into action, and how I can do this through being part of that vine, through being part of being able to be fruits of the Spirit. And so bringing what we are called to be into reality is part of this dreaming that we do, to be fruitful in our recipes of life, so that we can bring in our sugar, our butter, our flour, our love, our peace, our joy, so that we can affirm, indeed, that it is a wonderful world, as it is. So, we are going to do our affirmation, and it's not up there because my computer decided it wanted to be unruly this weekend. So I'm going to say it to you out loud. It's an easy one, not long. And then we'll say it 3 times, okay? I am making a wonderful world. 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 Yes, we are. So it is, and so we let it be. Thank you. Shine on, y'all.
Well, thank you so much for that recipe. I'm going to make a big fruit salad. I like fruit, but I think love, joy, patience, gentleness, kindness, self-control needs to be in my salad. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm up here without my glasses again. Oh, thank you. I'd like to invite the ushers to come forward now as we begin our celebration of abundance. And this is the time in which we get to experience giving and receiving. We're grateful to each and every one of you for sharing your time, talents, and treasures. And today, I'd like to remind you that your generosity helps to support our mission and enables us to fund events and projects like the one we're going to do after service, the blessing bags. And then you're probably missing a bunch of people in here. The off-campus family fun event is going on. So this is the parents and the children, and some of the YFM teachers are all down the road having an outdoor event together. And so we fund that. And also we're having Reverend Doug Dewar come to guide us through the development of our vision and missions. So your gifts are going to good causes. So it takes all of us to grow and maintain a community like this, and we are grateful for all that we are able to do together. Yes. Let the celebration begin. Yes, thank you.
Once again, Alyssa Radford with the beautiful piano stylings of Matt Radford.
My mother, the dream
so lucky. Sugar, butter, flour.
The ushers will please come forward, and if you guys will rub your hands together so we can get that energy flowing to bless these offerings. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. So it is.
We don't have any children to sing in today.
But we are going to sing to them anyway.
All right. You have it? Okay. We see you in all your wonder and your radiance, and we know who you are. Yes, we know who you are. You're the light of God. You are the light of God. You're the light of God. You are the light of God. You're the light of God.
And I'm sure you're wondering why we're singing to invisible children. But the energy isn't bound by this space. And so we're singing to them, and we're singing to any children that may be watching online. And so with that, we are going to rub our hands together, and we are going to bless the children that are in our community, that are watching, and that are all over this wonderful, wonderful world. Children, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. And grown-ups, if you will stand up together, if you're able, turn and face each other, because we like to serenade each other on this song. We will sing the peace song. Then we'll do our prayer for protection, and we'll do our closing song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine, and all is well. Everything I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to do about what lies before me, everything I need to do about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to release about what lies before me, everything I need to release about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to accept about what lies before me, everything I need to accept about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me, everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me. Are we doing gathering hall before the stuffing of the bags? Gathering hall and then stuffing of the bags? Or stuffing of the bags? Okay, stuffing first, then gathering. Please join us. Thank you. That was great.
Thank you guys. That was great.
Thank you so much. There's so many things I forgot to tell you and forgot to do, and